What's up guys, we're in Big Bear, California. I'm here with Spartan X Taco and we're about to hit the trails at John Bull.
How's it going guys? My name is Steve Hanlon. I am 40 years old and I drive a 2016 Tacoma TRD Off-Road. I'd say my main inspiration was to have a vehicle that could really go anywhere. We always say that you know, my truck can go anywhere, but built it first time, it wouldn't. So that was the main thing, was to have a truck that is capable of going truly anywhere. Do something that nobody's ever done before. Be something different. Everybody does the same thing, so I just have never been able to follow that. My background, I would say, would be from private yachts and aircraft interiors. It all started out as actually car stereo, making custom car audio systems, and then someone saw a system that I built, so they're like, you love aircraft interiors. So started on boats and then got into airplanes. So
cool. And what sort of airplanes were you dealing with?
VIP, Boeing 777s, 747s. I worked on, let's see, the King of Saudi Arabia's helicopters, Sultan of Brunei, worked on like 5 of his airplanes. Length of time it has taken to get it where it is now is at least 2 years. 2 years of solid work. I'd say the main obstacle is all the electronics that are on the 3rd gen. With this solid axle conversion, all of the ABS was deleted, so it creates a lot of issues with the computer. Also, there is no speed sensor on these axles, so there's no speedometer, no odometer.
Yeah.
There in the front is a Dana 60 out of a F250 2006. It has been set up with Reed racing knuckles, Arctic high steer setup, Grizzly lockers, Grizzly gears, and it is running a Howe Performance full hydraulic steering setup. The rear is a Sterling 10.5, which is basically the same axle out of the 2006 F250. It's also set up with the Grizzly locker, Grizzly gears, and then pretty much it just was refreshed from the start. So all new parts, new discs, new calipers, you know, everything on the truck was freshened up from the get-go. The suspension, what I'm running is basically a double triangulated 4-link front and rear. It's really a suspension you'll find on Ultra 4 race trucks, so it's really unusual to have it on a street truck, but it is so well designed by Rockslayer Off-Road that it is very streetable. I mean, I drive it daily, so 4-link front and rear, and then I'm running ORI 20-inch nitrogen struts with the integral reservoirs so they can be adjusted for dampening, rebound, and everything on the fly, and change to any kind of driving conditions. The ORIs are a 20-inch travel on all 4 corners, so it's if you were to measure, you know, the front wheel all the way down and then the back wheel all the way up, basically be at least 60 inches of articulation. All right, now on the frame, when you run a suspension like this and you have all that articulation, the frame is going to twist. So Rockslayer Off-Road has reinforced the frame with 1/4-inch steel all the way from front to back. It's boxed and plated. Shock towers are all 1/4-inch steel, so there's very little twist left in the frame. For the transfer cases, what I've done, basically the truck comes with an electronic transfer case. It has electronic actuators that failed on me 3 times. So what I ended up doing was pulling out that transfer case and putting in an FJ Cruiser. It's basically a manual shift transfer case, and then added a Marlin Crawler taco box with 4/7 gears. And basically that just doubles it down so the gearing's extra low. I mean, the truck will pretty much drive itself. For wheels and tires, I'm running the Black Rhino Armory wheels. They came in a desert tan color factory, and then I prepped and painted them my signature Spartan X bronze. And then for the Toyo tires, it's a 40-inch by 13.5 by 17-inch open country mud terrain tire. They weigh 140 pounds each. My armor, what I'm running is a CBI T3 steel bumper in the front with full hoops, and it's running a Warren 10,000 pound winch and a factor 55 link. And then from there, basically I have CBI sliders that are welded on, and I can promise you they're bomb proof. I've dropped the truck on them from 3 feet multiple times, and there is no hurting those things. And then out back is a CBI T3 high clearance steel rear bumper, and that thing is the best bumper you can possibly buy for a 3rd gen Tacoma. All right, for my grill setup, what I'm running is a DB Customs. It's a black op grill insert with light bar from Spartan X Customs, and that's a 21-inch dark optic DOT approved light bar, so it can actually be ran on road. And then I'm also rocking a Spartan X Customs hood scoop light. Now what that does is take a functionless hood scoop and actually gives it a function, making it a usable part of the truck. For the headlights, what I wanted to do was have a unique look, so I upgraded them with units from Tacoma Beast, and they have the sequential turn signal feature, large daytime running light, and they actually run dual projectors compared to the single projector on the factory headlights. As far as regearing goes, I highly recommend it to anybody who goes up in tire size. I mean, what you don't realize with a 3rd gen is they are finely tuned for fuel economy. So once you throw that out of balance, the truck's performance is poor, fuel mileage is poor, I mean everything. So it is a huge thing to consider when upping your tires. I mean, it looks cool to have bigger tires, but if the truck doesn't function, it's kind of pointless. For my cold air intake, what I had to do was basically take a 3rd gen Tacoma cold air intake and modify it to fit in my engine compartment, since I do have shock towers that are relocated basically up inside the engine compartment. So, and then from there, what I've done for the exhaust is an entire custom system was fabricated to work around the double triangulated 4-link, and it's got the crossover pipe, and it all works in conjunction. I don't know how the guy did it, but it is a work of art. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I did roll the truck. It was a pretty crazy experience. Basically, I was backing the truck out of an obstacle, and it started to shift. I panicked and hit the brakes. Weight transferred, the truck rolled. Did not have my seatbelt on, so it ejected me into the passenger side armrest, where I slammed my forehead into the door panel, and then luckily I rolled with the truck. So as soon as I hit, I went blind. Was never knocked unconscious, so I felt all of the rolls, and then basically the truck came to a rest on the driver's side, so I had to climb out of the truck, get out, find out where I was, climb back in the truck about 6 or 7 times to get water, dog leash, my ID, cell phone. Luckily, I got cell reception. Did not have cell reception all day. For some reason, I got a call through with Siri because I was blind. I couldn't see. I had to get Siri to dial 911. After a couple of attempts, it finally went through. I was connected to the sheriff, and then they had to send out a helicopter to search for me because they could not pinpoint my GPS location. So it was just a crazy day. They found me, guided the medical helicopter to me, then they airlifted me and my dog out, which luckily she wasn't in the truck with me. So thank God for that. And then went in the hospital that night and got out the same 2 hours later, and basically was blind for 3 days. For considering the rollover accident. You know, it's got really cosmetic damage. Luckily, the Prinsu rack saved the truck from being completely totaled. I guess when it rolled to its top, it distributed the weight of the truck instead of crushing the roof. It just allowed it to keep on rolling, and you know, I got very lucky, and so did the truck. The amount of money that has went into the build is probably around $45,000, and then I've done at least $20,000 of work myself, so that's $65,000, $70,000 total on the build, not including the price of the truck. Future mods, I get asked that question a lot. It's kind of like, wow, I don't really know what else I could do. Probably the next thing is going to be a motor swap on down the line. So motor swap, probably a transmission along with it, and that's the only plans I really have. Definitely a LS1. Cheap, easy to build, and parts are readily available, so four-wheel drive burnouts till I break some parts. Hey y'all, well that about wraps up my build. My name is Steve, Spartan X Taco. Find me on Instagram, and I want to throw a special shout out to my buddy Robert Otwell of Otwell Welding and Fabrication. He is a local fabricator here in Southern California to take care of all of your welding needs.
Right on.
All right guys, now it's my turn to sign out. If you guys liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.